Okay, so I've added in my extra level, and now I want to add in some stairs. So you can do this at any point as long as you have the extra level. You don't even need the walls on that level below, as long as you can see where the stair should go roughly. And as long as you use the stair tool that I'm going to show you, it should be real easy to adjust it afterwards in any case. So the first step when you're making any stair is to go to the level you want to start from. And so I want this to start from the basement level, so I've opened up the basement floor plan, and then I'm going to use stair by sketch. The other option, stair by component, gives you an assembled stair. So when you click, if you just click on the stair button, I'll show you, you'll know which tool it is from the options you have over here. So if you see options for this U-shaped stair with winders and a spiral stair, you've gone to the wrong one. That's an assembled stair. It's actually useful if you ever want to do a full step spiral, but otherwise I think it's more difficult to work with. So I'm going to cancel that and instead click on the arrow next to stairs and go to stair by sketch. And it's really easy, and you can do almost any kind of stair you like, except for full step spirals. They're difficult. So if you need to do a full step spiral stair, in other words one that goes the full circle, then use the new one. But otherwise just use the old one, and it's really flexible. So the process though is the same whenever you make a stair. After you've started the stair off, that gives the level that you're starting from. So it's starting here from basement, you can see, and so therefore in properties you can see the base level is set to basement, and you should always check that the top level is going to the level you want it to. And then if you go down further in your properties panel, you'll see the desired number of risers. Now we need 20 risers, so I'm going to change this to 20, and it's going to give me an error. It's going to tell me the desired number of risers is too small. Right, so I can't make a stair at the moment with 20 risers because of my levels. Right, so I'm going to cancel this one again. Yes, to discard, and go into my section, or an elevation view would be fine. Here in my section view, I can't see the level that I need to adjust, so I'm going to drag that crop region lower so I can see my basement level. Okay, so hopefully you can see from this, but before you even go to make your stair, you need to think a little bit about the levels that you're going between. And there, the basement level needs to be a bit higher, in other words. So I'm going to change that to minus 3,500, which is about the height it should be. Here we go. It's 3.2 metre ceiling height, and if we allow about 300 for the floor structure, that's going to give us 3,500. So now I'll go back to basement, and then again using stair by sketch. This time again with the levels there from basement to ground floor. I'll go down and it tells me the desired number of risers is 19. We still want that to be 20, so I'm going to increase that to 20, and this time it's worked. And the reason it didn't work before is because the risers would have gone above 190, which is the maximum allowable, and Revit won't let you create a stair that's not allowable. So you need to have the levels set up so that you can have at least 190, or at most 190 risers. And that should be the design process that you're following anyway. You should be thinking about the levels first before you go to create your stairs. Okay, so always check the desired number of risers before you go to make your stair, and the width as well. So we're lucky here, the width there on 1,000 is pretty close to what we want. So I'm going to leave that, and then I can start drawing the stair. So if it's not letting you draw anything, just make sure you've got the run tool with the line option selected up on the ribbon, and then I'm going to click a point to start my stair. Moving across to the right, you can see then in that grey text it's counting the risers. So we want an even number of risers in each flight. Do you know, if you're going to design your own stairs, Do you know what the maximum number of rises you can have in a flight is? Looked it up? No? So you should be looking these things up in the BCA, because you'll need to design your own stair and it'll have to comply with the BCA. Sorry? 18 now. Yeah, it used to be 20. So it's section D, it's got all of that. Section D of the BCA. Okay, so we're going to need 10 though. So I'm going to do 10 here, that's fine. And then I'm going to bring it down so that it gives me the extension line from the last step, and I'll start my new flight there, take it across to the left and go all the way to 20, which I can see is what it tells me there in grey. So I'll click, and now you can see it's giving me 2 flights of stairs in a U shape, but I want to move that so that it's up against the wall. So I'm going to use a window left to right and select the top flight, or the first flight, and I'll use the move button, pick it up on the corner, and I can snap it onto the wall. And notice it keeps all the lines joined for you. And then I'll do the same with the bottom, make a window around that bottom flight using the move button. Then I can click onto one of the corners there and then bring that up to the reference plane that shows me where the wall on the upper story is. Okay, so that's taking care of the top and the bottom edge. Then now I want to move the whole thing over to the right, so I'm going to select all of it with a window, and then again click the move button and pick it up on the edge on the right hand side and snap that to the edge of the wall. So that should fit exactly up against those walls there. Tick to finish, and it'll create the stair for me. We can view that in 3D to have a look at it, so I'll do that with a camera view. I'll just create a camera on that lower level, and there's my stair. Problem is, of course, that it's going into the floor. So now I need to go back into my floor plan. Notice I've selected the floor, and so I'll go to my ground floor, floor plan, edit boundary, and then I'm going to use pick lines to pick the edge of my stair and also the edge of this wall, and then I can just use trim to join those lines together to create the corners there, and that'll take out that corner of the floor. Again, tick to finish, and it'll ask me about attaching. Again, I'm going to say no, just like before, and look at it in my normal 3D view, where we can see now we've got the stair in there, which has a pretty terrible railing, but because we're going to replace this stair afterwards with something else, I'll just leave that for now. Or if you want to, actually, I'll just select that and the inner one as well, and it's a simple thing to change it to a slightly nicer railing like this pipe railing, or the glass one if you have there as well. Okay, so that's probably as far as you need to take the stair initially. And so in the 3D view, maybe I'll just show you, if you want to change it to a different construction, you can experiment with those different stairs that you have loaded as well. So you can always change it to the more industrial one, or the monolithic stair, which is a concrete stair. It'll give you a warning, but that's okay. So that'll give you basically a solid kind of stair. But I'll just leave mine on the default for now, or so actually the industrial, I think. There we go. So that'll do for stairs for now. You can do a lot with the stair tool though, but I'd highly recommend though at first you stick with stair by sketch, and maybe just to quickly show you stair by component why I wouldn't be using it. If I draw a run using this tool, I can do basically the same thing, but I'll select it and then show you, if I try to edit this now, edit stairs, notice there's no option to edit that sketch. If I select any of those elements, I've got to convert it before I can edit it, and it's a lot of work. I'll delete that one. The other stair, I can just choose Edit Sketch, and it takes me straight to the lines, and I can easily modify that. So it's much easier to work with than the new one, which has some good advanced options, but it's probably not what you'd want for this project.